The next stitch I want to show you is called cast on stitch. In some ways it's similar to the bullion knot in that you're wrapping around the needle, but it does look completely different when finished. Again, I'm using a darning needle because I'm going to be wrapping around my needle and it's just easier with a longer needle. You can use a milliner's needle as well if you want. So take your needle into the fabric for the length that you want your knot or your cast on stitch to be, and then bring it up where you started and leave it in the fabric like that with the end poking out. And then take the thread with your right hand if you're right-handed, and take your left forefinger and wrap around so that you can just ease that stitch onto your needle. So again, it's a bit like casting on in knitting. So, and what you're aiming to do is to put as many stitches onto your needle that will be the same length as this bit here, so where your needle went in and out. And make sure they're tight up to the fabric here. So I'm probably about there. Now what you need to do now, so that's your cast on, is hold the threads onto the needle. I'm going to take my other hand here and pull through. So your stitch looks like that to start with, but then you're going to nudge it the other way and then take your needle down into the fabric to create your little stitch like that. Now you can make them more curved, so let's do another one. Up into the fabric, take up the fabric, leaving the needle in the fabric, and then do your casting on. So keep that end long there so that you can easily get your stitches onto your needle like that. And what you want to do now to achieve a curved look is to do more stitches than you need for this distance here. So just like we did with the bullion knot, just put more stitches on. And the more stitches you put on, the more elevated and curved it will be. So I think that's now much longer than this distance here. So again, now pull through. Like that. And then turn it the other way. Go down into the fabric and you have created a little sort of curve like that. Now, one of the things you can do is to just couch it down. Couching is where you just catch the stitch, catch the thread. So I'm going to come up one side and go down the other. You don't have to do this, but if you want to make it lie flatter, you can do that. So that's your cast on stitch. We might come back to that later on because you can do, just like we did with the bullion knot rose, you can do little flowers with this stitch as well. So we might come back to it later on. This is cast on stitch for left-handers, and I have to confess I struggled a bit on the wheel with this, so I'm showing you on a separate hoop after I've had a bit of chance to practice it. So your needle goes so that the point is on the right, so take the forefinger of your right hand and cast on the stitches so that they go onto the needle. So forefinger of the right hand onto the needle. once you get the action, it's not too bad. And for as long as you want to do the stitch, and then hold the stitches onto your needle and pull through. And there's your little cast on stitch. Sorry, I'm stitching with my right hand again, but I wanted to show you the casting on.